You two, what do you think you get the most benefit for? What's the main reason you use kettlebells in your training for yourself or for clients?
Overall strength.
Okay.
Full body stuff.
For me, it's a way to work out your hip complex more completely, and it just teaches you how to balance and use different weights in different ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so again, there's no wrong answer there. The kettlebells, in my opinion, are the most versatile thing you can use in the gym. Not saying it's the best thing, but you can do everything you need to do with the kettlebells. You can do your strength training, conditioning work, endurance work, hypertrophy work, whatever you need to do, you can use with the kettlebell. The best thing about the kettlebell is the movements that are required from the kettlebell. So your swings, snatches, cleans, whatever it might be, it's full body movement every time. You're using every muscle in your body to do that movement. And the way the weight is placed and the movements you do is just, again, it's taking your body as a kinetic chain to do those things. So you just kind of get a more in sync.
There is no
body
disengaging the core. There's no disengaging the lats. Where a dumbbell, you can do squats all day long, just like, no big deal. But you got to engage everything with these kettlebells. The way the weight sits below your wrist is totally different.
And
Yeah.
it takes pure power to manipulate it. You can't do anything slow with the kettlebell either. So not only is there that upper-lower connection, but it's also with a certain amount of speed and power, which even our aging clients need, because that's like the number one thing that goes is that fast twitch. So when you get an older client like doing kettlebell cleans, even the simplest two-handed clean, it really does correlate to just full body kinetic power, which is something that we all need. That's how they save themselves when they go to fall. That's how they, stop anything that's going to happen to them. They can react faster. This tool definitely is one of the best.
Janelle almost tripped in here the other day and she caught us.
Yeah.
Just 20 years of working out.
Yeah, seriously though. And the way the kettlebells translate over to your barbell training, stuff like that, for as a strength aspect or a power aspect, it's unmatched too. They translate very well to your big heavy lifts and all that stuff too. So again, this is just a great tool to utilize. I mean, you see us using them all the time. I see you guys using them too. Just a very important tool.
That's why we just want to make sure they're getting used
Exactly. We want to teach you
correctly.
the
And
proper way.
if you're filling in for us being out of town, it's like, hey, you know how to teach the way our clients have already been taught.
And learning the why, like why we're doing it that way and the purpose behind everything too. So we're gonna just take y'all through basically from a swing to a snatch and everything in between for a kettlebell and the purpose of the kettlebell, okay? So you're starting off height, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So,
And a lot of stuff today is going to be cues. We teach you that you can translate to your clients as well. Like that was the biggest thing that we've learned lately is just new cues to help make a connection for your clients, because sometimes it's hard to teach. Like what I know, I can show you, but to get you to translate it to your own body, the cues he's going to show you today and I'll show you are going to be huge.
so
If y'all have questions too at any point, just yell it out.
Don't
Go.
interrupt the class.
Just yell it out. Go.
the hike is kind of the starting point for almost everything. It's there, right? So you got to make this triangle here. We see people all the time, they're gonna pick it up and they're gonna, oh man, we're gonna start swinging, and that's so inefficient. So the hike, you gotta load those hips back, like drive your butt to the wall, reaching out, leaning it towards you, and you are pulling. We were just taught this, thumbs to your butt. It's a very crass way to say it. Anybody you're gonna say it to in here, they're adults, they're not gonna get their feelings hurt. But you said butt. Thumbs to your butt. You gotta drive that weight with your lats. This is what we were just talking about. Your lats are staying engaged. With your lats, pull, and then you're gonna swing up. So once you make that pull, it is literally just stand up. Use your glutes to get you up.
Try to pull talk about the triangle. His feet are a triangle with the kettlebell, making that nice triangle, and then he's aiming with the kettlebell towards a triangle between his knees and his groin.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times too, I'll see a lot of times kettlebell clients starting off kettlebells, they'll swing it here.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it tight.
The center of that ball, no matter how big that ball gets, the center of that ball should never get below your knees. When you're in that swing, it should stay real tight to your midline of that knee to keep the strain off your back.
So like the swing is like the basis for everything.
Yeah, because if
you'll
you're
do
going to
with
go
the
into a clean, you're in the same, you're still hiking. It's as effective to get it up as it is. I got it up with the hike, and I got to go back between my legs to get it back down. So that's why we want to start with the swing, because it's the basis for everything.
So let's practice the hike. Y'all, and then the big thing too is make sure, especially with the swing, the weight has to be appropriate. It has to be heavy enough. Because a lot of times,
Yeah.
if you have a client, honestly, I mean, I can't think of anybody that couldn't start off with this. Here, maybe the blue for certain clients, but most people need to start
Anybody
off
below
with
the
that.
age of 60 should not be swinging a blue
No,
kettlebell.
because
if
you
they
could
can't
just-
do heavier, they can't swing.
You can't, because you don't get the full the mechanics of the swing with the light, because you'll just muscle it up with the hands every time. So it has to be appropriate enough, heavy enough to get the full concept of the swing and utilizing the lower body.
Yeah, so why don't y'all grab one?
So
Like,
grab,
let's
hey,
start.
grab
Honestly,
the
like you two should both.
start here.
Yeah, y'all don't need any lighter than that. You have to pull. You have to do those.
Spread out,
I'll
Robert.
do some with you. Yeah.
So we're just gonna do the height. So you're literally just staying that position he told you to be in.
So think
That's it.
greater than sign. We all took math. Your knees and your torso are making that greater than sign. So around 45 and around 45.
So remember that triangle here.
Remember, lean it towards you.
So think about
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Okay.
I always tell my clients, load the hips. When I say load the hips, is feel the tension in your hamstring, feel the tension in your glutes. They should be trembling. They should be awake from that position there. You should feel them engaged from that position. So all I want y'all to do is you're not
here,
raising
take it
your
out
torso at
farther.
all.
Take it out farther, and it should not be sitting upright. You should be leaning it towards you. Yeah, and then drop
Lower
those
your
hips.
hips a little bit.
Lower those hips.
So
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, right there.
Hit.
Now stay in this position. Don't move the torso. Drive your thumbs to your butt.
Alright, ready? Hit.
Pull
And
back.
then take it all the way back out.
There you
Yep.
go. Yeah, do
Yep.
like 5. We'll watch y'all. Boom.
You can try to stay
No,
as still as you can
don't
torso
Yeah,
for now.
just try to swing it in and out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pull high, Garrett. Pull high.
Same for you.
Oh.
There, that's what I want.
Yep.
Your hands should be hitting your groin.
Good.
Move fast, Garrett. You got
There you go.
53 pounds you're pulling around. Move it quick. There you go.
I know I got a little bit of swing there.
Well, it's
No,
hard
I
to
mean, you're gonna move.
Feel it in your lower back at all.
So,
Scrape the gooch.
now, because you're loading your ass.
Seriously,
If you
I
don't
always tell
load, if you
attack
don't load your
crunch.
hips, you're gonna feel the back is in a vulnerable position. So from there, let's go dead stop swing, which is taking it back to that position every time. So you're going to pull and then all the way back out.
So no,
I program those a lot. A, it's pure power, and B, it's gonna get your freaking heart rate up. I mean, you do 20 dead stop swings, you're gonna feel like you just got off a bike. It'll get your heart rate up.
Do it again. Notice too the pop. See how it snaps?
It's literally
His hips
just stand
snap
up,
real
push
quick.
the ground away from you. So pull, pop, stand up,
And
all the way back down.
You're trying to make your body a straight line. Like you don't want to be arch. You don't want to overarch. It's okay though if you're straight in line and you're leaning back a little.
Even worse than the arch, I see a lot of people they don't stand up all the way. They don't finish it all the way.
Drive the hips. Pop.
All right, let's do it. Yeah.
Let's go for 5. Pull high, pull hard, stand up quick. Go for it.
You got it. Man.
That's good, Garrett.
Finish through on the back end too.
Like all the way through. High five butt. Yep.
Finish it a little more pop, Jim.
Pop, there you
There you
go.
go. Two more.
So,
Even still,
that's on
with
your-
you guys,
on your way back down.
y'all aren't having to hike it hard on the way back down because it's not heavy
You're
enough.
done here. You're done here.
You wanna
You're
let
getting
it-
good, and then you're kind of
No,
squatting down.
that's right now. I know we got to
Hinge
work
more.
out.
Think like that thumbs in the butt.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna feel good
You're
warmed up
knee
by the time
dominant
you
with
get
it,
there, don't worry.
Gotcha.
which is more up and down energy, and you're strong enough to throw that around, like you said.
Here, hold
When
on.
you get
hold on,
here, you
Garrett.
go deep, you come up, and then you go
Too
back
strong for
deep,
that.
and then
You're not.
So make
No,
sure you
what
get,
I mean is the hike on the way back down.
Gotcha.
You're purely going out of ritual. And then you're just kind of like, well, I'm good. Like you don't have to work at it. That's what I want you to do.
boom,
Gotcha, okay.
hinge, a little better, yeah. So boom, pop, boom, back through,
How quick can you stand up?
yeah.
Boom.
And hinge at the hips, back over. Good, that's better.
That's
That last
better,
one was the best.
Garrett.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like we said, there's a
I don't need to
certain
go
level
that
of-
far up, do I?
No, because at that point your shoulders get long.
Yeah.
So
your femur
you'll
is
see it.
freaking long.
It kind of
You're
goes
like
weightless
hanging
for a
on.
second.
There's gonna be a
Like keep those
quad
lats
movement in
engaged.
it.
So the weight will
kinda
coming higher up on your elbows if it's
without having a lot
heavy.
of-
Don't let the lats go.
Just make sure the knees and only really
There you go.
ending towards the end. Okay?
You shrugged a little bit too, though.
I look good. You did a lot better.
It's like you taught me in the deadlift, man. Corkscrew.
Yeah.
Corkscrew, man. Keep
Yeah,
it there.
we were taught that all day long. Rotate those elbows down,
Yeah, exactly.
engage the lats.
Just
Try
like,
to break
just like
that
a
handle in
deadlift.
half.
Just like a deadlift.
Yeah, and just that way when you.
Keep it there the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just think. I mean, he said again, the kettlebell touch your butt. You know, you don't want to say thumbs up, but hey, you want the kettlebell touch your butt? Just come up.
I thought it
touch
was a
your
good one
butt.
too.
Boom.
Nice.
You see how far back that's
Hold on.
behind him?
You know.
You're acting as a pendulum. So the weight's going back, so you come down. The weight comes up. You got to work in tandem with the kettlebell.
Giving yourself landmarks to try to hit on every rep is good too. Hey, stay tight before you
You'll
set it
find
down.
you'll find a cadence too as you start swinging. It's all about the rhythm.
Boom. Pop.
There you go.
Back through.
I can still tell Garrett you're not fully latted up like that corkscrew because you're at the top, Garrett. You're here.
Gotcha.
You're shrugging your shoulders hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So engage them, but also
Nice.
kind of relax.
Boom. That's perfect. That's perfect.
That's all good. I'm making it down.
So we all
Oh, you're good. All right. I mean,
Makes sense.
at
Yeah,
this
and-
point, we're nitpicking for the sake of.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, just think. And that was a phrase too. I like a lot. Landmarks. Just like, all right, kettlebell to the butt. I'm standing up fast.
That's
Back to the
good.
butt.
Yeah.
Back to the ground for this particular
Now,
one.
you're dragging it back out there though. Bring it here and then reach it back out. So as you come back out, you reload those hips back.
All right.
Get a little lower and squat. Yep, right
Yeah, there it is.
there. Pop.
That's perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I mean, you're
From there.
So do we feel good to swing? Comfortable? Yeah.
I know mechanics, yo. Just need to practice.
Yeah, you didn't practice. And you can't be pushing around with. You gotta.
Yeah.
You should go ahead. You can swing heavier than that.
I used those last time.
Yeah, I got ladies swinging those. You're good.
and it's all volume thing too. Like if you're gonna go,
Yeah, if you're doing 30 of them, yeah.
Tabata or 50 or whatever.
I like using at the end of the workout. I'll go like 50 reps or 100 reps as a finisher, but in a power thing, you're going like 5, and maybe dead stop, maybe just 5 real hard. We're gonna go into some like actual overspeed reaction stuff later, but
Everything below that green is lighter than a barbell without any weight on it. So just think of it like that. So if you're trying to build actual power using anything below that green, if you're able to move a barbell efficiently with like a 45 on each side, going below that green is a sin because essentially you're using a weight that you can throw around with a bar, no problem, right? We want this to translate. It doesn't mean that, that's 106 pounds, so it's only a 95 on each side. So again, you can throw more than that. But relative to like the barbells, you want to push these a little bit.
I'm warm now. Y'all are like, hey, swing that. I'm like, I haven't done anything today.
But see how much force he's having to exert
I mean,
just
you
to do that.
have to. I mean, you can see my feet are grabbing the ground. It's a full body thing.
Your shoulders are very relaxed when you're doing it, right? They're just a pendulum. They're just going up, and then they're kind of naturally doing what they're gonna do. Let gravity take control.
Yeah, your
So
arms
you
are just
want to-
levers.
Once you get the mechanics down and stuff like that, your body you'll be able to translate it to heavier weight without having to think about it. Like your body will just gonna naturally do what it needs to do.
Let's do some repeated swings then. Like
Do
just,
next shot.
yeah, like just is that
So
where
take a dead step out of it and just
Yeah. Let's go for like 10, 15.
So
Just show
go ahead and
everybody
real
what
quick.
that one, yeah.
So this one I was talking about the cadence. There's gonna be a rhythm.
So it's
But notice he's not rushing it. He's not rushing it back real fast. He's letting gravity just pull that. kettlebell
gravity's
down.
taking it. It's going free, and then you just react once gravity takes back over.
Yeah, don't bend until it hits. I see that a lot of times, especially I don't know why with female clients. They'll like come here and they're here and it's coming towards them, and then they break at their hips early, and that's when that kettlebell drops way low. So if you break early, it's gonna go low, and that's hurting my back just doing that. That's not. It's a nice flat back. You come here, boom, and then you wait. Boom, it'll take you. If your lats are engaged, it's gonna pull your
There's
hips.
a half a second there, like he's not doing anything. The weight's free.
If your shoulders are loose, it's gonna go down here. Shoulders down the back, and your lats engaged, it'll stay up there.
The best way I like to it makes sense on a single hand. Like if you're switching at the top, it's free there, so you have plenty of time to grab it with the next hand.
It's called the float.
The float. Yep. It's just you've got enough force that now that's 70 pounds just floating there for a second.
So let's try some repeated
Yeah,
swings.
do a
Let's
couple
get 10.
of repeated ones. Keep an eye on
Go bigger.
you. Huge, Daddy.
Focus on the power on the way up and just react as it comes back down.
Hey,
Don't rush
come
it.
grab something heavy, Gary.
Yeah,
He ain't gonna hurt you back there. Don't worry about him.
Hey, you can get a hair.
He's freaky,
You
but
can
he
get a
ain't
hair
that
closer
freaky.
to it, Jeremy. You can pull it a little closer to you. There you go, right there.
Sit back on those heels.
That way you can get that chest big. Squeeze the last. Pop.
There it is.
A little more hip, not less knee. There you go. Hinge and explode up. Stand a little taller. Pop. There it is.
Yeah, pop your butt.
Hell
One
yeah,
at a
dude.
time.
That's exactly it right there.
Would you grab the 36?
Oh, let's get back that.
Weird, man.
Hey, hell yeah. You were not, you were like here, and then you blocked it out.
What about
This is everything.
Pop.
Damn.
Yeah.
See how it's going free up there for a second? That's much better.
Yeah.
Breathe a little bit. So hey, every time you
You are the
swing,
most intense motherfucker I've ever seen.
every time you exhale, every time you go, exhale.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they teach that like sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps for sure. I have a hard time.
Just think if you're going to do it 20, 30 times, you're going to obviously have to breathe. That looks
Right,
good.
yeah, I was
Every
just
couple of reps.
staying tight.
So it's good. Yeah.
No, that's why I like that shark, because you do stay tight, but you get to breathe at the same time.
But that's the foundation for everything, whether it's unilateral, bilateral, whatever with the kettlebell. That's where it all begins, because that's that coil, especially with the single arm. We'll see that later.
Yeah, once you do get that, you're coiled up here. this side's pretty loose, so you've got to react.
Yeah, that was great. And just being able to translate that to your client, right? Like the two triangles, hike it high, and then make them do it right. Like, hey, you're bailing early.
It's on.
Yeah.
So we're exhaling on the float?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
on the
Okay,
exploding.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Exhaling on the drive then.
See,
Yeah.
like if you watch his versus like me or Nathan's, he does more of a knee bend, kind of like similar to you, just
But
because
he's got long
fingers.
femurs. I have
So-
short femurs.
So it looks like he's doing more of a squat, but he's getting deep in it. You can tell it's
I
by
can
the
feel
hand
a
placement
stretch
and the
immediately,
placement of the kettlebell. Kettlebell,
Yeah.
the bottom of that kettlebell never goes below his knees, let alone the middle of it.
Everybody's gonna look.
Everybody's
I got
different.
short
Everybody's
femurs.
different.
I've got long tibias, so everybody's different.
Just don't let people get lazy and do shallow ones because it puts a lot of strain on the back when they don't go super deep. If they're just kind of going more up and down, almost like a 45 with the weight, it puts a lot of strain on the lower back. So you want to do some cleans, single cleans.
Is that me or you?
Let's two-handed clean. You're doing all the two-handed stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
And that one's dead stop. You can do it either way, but it's just the dead stop.
Just do desktop because
So I
Does
mean,
it
I'm
teach you how to
clean-
do an outlet
Not
squat?
dead stop,
Yeah, I was gonna say. So with the clean, you're pulling it straight up. So think basically deadlift position. The handle should be kind of in line with like the ball of the foot, and then from there, corkscrew. You're thinking break that handle, engage those lats, and then leg drive up, and then the arms just have to catch it at the top. So the legs are still doing the bulk of the work. The arms are catching at the top.
the starting position here is a little more squatty versus that greater than.
Yeah,
side.
you're more upright.
Uh,
But really, it's going to be whatever's comfortable for you to
Right.
go get it.
Well, just like do a regular deadlift, like just because like this, the kettlebell swing is like the speed power movement, but you can do a regular deadlift, which is great for clients, like just straight up and down. Yeah. So like see how
Especially now with these heavier ones, we can actually start doing some crazy stuff. So, well, just some fucking deadlift. Like,
yeah, because honestly, especially the heavier ones, this is about as tall as a barbell is when there's weights on the bumpers, right? Like you get the lighter ones, they're a little shorter, so it's a great position, but it's relatively light and close for
It's
a client to use.
safer.
Yeah, like that 53 pounder. Almost any client in here can lift that versus trying to load up 65 on the bar because you got to put a 10 on each side.
well, then you don't
That's
have to worry.
pretty heavy.
You don't have to worry about them like getting over their knees so they get
The
out.
technique's a lot easier.
Yeah,
It's
they
almost
can
like,
pull
it's sumo style almost,
straight
but
up.
You can have narrow
So
feet.
it's the same thing, just explode up.
Yep.
As far as the catch goes to the chest, honestly, I've had the best success. Just telling clients just do it. Your body will naturally react to get it up there.
You got to grab here though. People want to grab there.
Get your hands all the way around.
And a lot of times women, especially with the smaller hands, they want to start here so
Yeah.
the hands are already there. It's like, no, it's floating from about there till it gets to my chest. I gotta let it go at some point.
So then that's where we talk about the leg drive. His leg drive is enough to cause that weightlessness, so that his arms, you'll see clients sometimes like do that, and just it's so annoying because they're like, I squatted it, and now I'm
Yeah,
doing
you didn't
that.
clean it. You're
There's
just
no
picking it up.
leg drive there at all.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
slow ass deadlift. You get that pop, it floats. You catch it. That's over dramatic, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, let it float.
Let's
So
see.
let's try a couple of those again. Use a weight that's heavy enough to.
For all these kettlebell movements, think quick, powerful, speed.
Yeah.
That's perfect, dude.
Pause at the top for just a second.
Yeah,
Okay, so Gary, you're catching.
Gotcha.
You know, you
Let
you
it go
know.
in front of your toes. Okay.
Get those elbows down.
Elbows to the hips. When you catch it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You should be able to hold that for a minute. Cause imagine you're going into a goblet squat right there.
Let's go over that real quick
It's,
to hold it.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really just the placement of the
Hey, real quick.
right? So
Let's talk about how to hold the kettlebell in front of you.
So
if it's here, you're already at a position, right? Because even though it's kind of in line with your toes, but now my back's taking the weight, so I have to almost pull it towards me, which is you're losing energy, right?
get on top.
Just bring it here, just a little bit more, kind of breaking the feet in half. Keep your chest big. Don't be here. Be here. Okay.
And
It's
then between the ball,
subtle,
the foot, and heel.
but I can feel the weight shift from one foot to the other, just there. Okay.
And some like
You have harder.
there's
feet,
no
harder
shift.
to feel the heel.
There's no shift in weight here on the feet. Like the kettlebell, you're like hard on the heels, and then you're kind of on the toes, and then you're hard on the heels again. There is not with the clean. There's not that. It's kind of even
Yeah, so much
throughout.
better. Yeah. Yeah, and as you do them, that's the secret, right? Is making sure you replicate that same form.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right
so
back
with
to
that
the
same
front
weight y'all
until
just
you get
used,
away.
let's go clean just to get it there, and then you're gonna use that as a counterbalance for your squat. So I'm not holding it against my chest. Hold it out in front of you so that you can use that weight to help you stay upright and get down into that squat.
I want y'all to think too, bottom of the horn, okay? Get those wrists, forearms there. You're driving the elbows into the hip. That way I can hang out here all day long. So I'm not muscling my shoulders, my pecs, my biceps. I'm chilling, using my body weight, my core to hold that weight right there. I can chill there all day long as I do my squat. So that way, The legs can actually do the work instead of upper body.
Don't do a shit ton of that stuff.
Yeah, 3, 5. But the clean just to get it there.
Yeah.
You got to teach the clean. You got to teach all that shit just to be able to do a front rack.
Oh, perfect. So
Yeah,
tighter elbows.
that's
Tighter
perfect.
elbows.
That's
There.
You can feel the weight
Yeah.
displaced when you do it correctly.
Hell
Use it
yeah.
as a counterbalance.
So notice how you work here.
Yeah, there you go. You roll. You roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way, find that sweet spot. Kind of pinching the kettlebell.
Feel how comfortable it is there. Like, I mean, it's heavy. You're throwing. Now we got you lifting a 70 over and over. So it's hard.
When I for the program,
Yes.
Oh, I
Elbows
Elbows and hips.
I get under.
Get it there and go for a squat.
I mean, I got practice.
You can throw the wrist.
Yep.
Yeah. You're upper trap dominant.
For sure.
So for you to bring them down and let everything almost think like you're bench pressing.
Be sure, yeah.
Like the shoulders down and back. Boom. Oh yeah.
Now, show me a couple squats. Once you're up
Oh,
there.
you want to do some
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see you be able to hold that position.
30 squats. Go.
Maybe 3. I don't know. Don't get crazy. But you see how you lost it.
So hey,
It's heavy.
get up there. Hold for a second.
That's an 8 pounder.
Okay,
Yeah.
now
36 kilograms.
drive the
Yeah,
elbows
it's
in tight,
just- it's
off
like
the body.
79.8
You can use that as a
or something like
counterbalance. Now squat.
There it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
See how
Nice.
upright you are because you got 80 pounds pulling you forward, so you don't
Your
have
squat
to.
point, right, is the hinge for you. Just keep those hips back. All right, close the door with that ass.
And you got long ass legs. I mean, you're sitting there like you look like you're like this, you know. So it's gonna be weird for you.
So that's all the two-handed stuff for the most part, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Basics.
Want to
Yes.
do like a dead stop swing, step forward, clean, goblet squat. Just kind of get move the flow of that real quick. Just kind of give them the
Do
demonstration.
5 of each.
Yeah, just 5.
So maybe
5 swings.
maybe
5.
go back down to like the 32 for you, Garrett, just because we actually want a little. So it's gonna be swing for 5. Let's go 3. Let's not.
Okay.
We're not working out yet. And then from there, you're gonna have to walk forward, clean for 3, and then you already got it there. Don't do a 4th one. Squat for 3.
I'll do
2, 3, 3.
Yeah. I feel like I've been working out this whole time, so I'm just gonna walk. Jesse's getting crazy.
3 hikes, 3 swings.
Just do 3 dead stop swings.
Gotcha.
Oh, hips a little bit.
Stand all the way up to him. Dead stop.
Okay.
broken chest.
Pop. Dead stop. Dead stop.
Yeah, that's right.
Come back through more on the way down too. Hinge more on the way back.
There you go.
So pop, hinge more here.
Pull back through.
Yeah. Absorb that weight into your.
It's all reactive.
Yeah, stand all the way up on everyone. That's good. Now walk forward.
There it is.
Yes.
There it is. Now go forward and do that clean. Just 3.
Just walk up to him. Get up on him.
How's that look?
Gets up.
I'll
That's
tell you
heavy.
if it's not.
Got one more.
Okay, clean.
And one's up there. You want to do
Not clean. It's 5.
So walk up on it or pull it to you. Either way. It don't matter.
A little more squatty here.
And that's why we use those as
So,
a warm up,
yep.
right? Because that change of
Yep.
direction, tiny
That's
muscle
much
changes, very
better.
similar. Great, like
Of course, it's
The kettlebells too.
18
It's not.
pounds lighter, so.
You can't be really rigid to the kettlebells. You got to be flowy. You got to be relaxed a little bit.
There has to be that moment of I am disengaging then re-engaging.
Yeah. As the weight
squats.
shifts, you have to.
Yes. Now squat for 3.
There you go. There you
Look
go.
at that. You're breathing.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Any questions?
For instance,
Do you want to talk a little bit about the lengths?
Oh yeah.
Real quick.
Might
So,
go with that, too.
huh?
Yeah, go with that.
With, let's say you want to emphasize a little bit on one side or the other. I like to do a whole lot of kickstand stuff. It's not wrong, but for people some people have a hard time getting into that position. You got 3 lanes here. You've got the left lane, you've got the median, and you've got the right lane, just like a road. So if you're going single arm, you want to stay out of that median because what you're doing here is you're shifting in the hips. You don't want to start pissing off that QL over there. So keep everything square, shift this over here, and then from there, it's just a single leg deadlift. This, I can feel this glute engage hard. This one, it's just, it's moving, but it's not doing any work. So stay out of that lane, stay out of that median, right? So let's do I just want to see y'all feel that, because you can even come into like a row, you're staying out of that median.
Okay.
This unilateral one-sided stuff too is crucial for clients because everybody has imbalances. Everybody's got a strong side, weak side. Doing stuff like that is huge in your programming just to make sure everything's staying.
Yeah, like all the
balanced
power
as
stuff is
possible.
great in the beginning or even at the end, but in the endurance, the muscular endurance part of things, once you're good and tired, then you can come in like.
Because you can be relatively lighter weight, this
Yeah.
kind of thing, and still get the benefit of it, you know?
Yeah, and you'll feel like shit. I did 8 over here, and I only got 6 over here because you're different. The way you move,
You'll
the
feel the
sports you
imbalances.
played. My right leg is way stronger than my left, and I'm left-handed. But the sports I played changed things. So let's do a couple.
Just feel the lane there. It does,
Just
it is
do
a
like
big
3 or 4 deadlifts, and then don't even switch sides. Go straight to a single arm row.
Yeah,
Just
just
stay out of the median.
there you go.
Is this hand for balance? Or
Yeah, you can throw that hand out. It just feels more natural out there.
Yeah. So slide it one way or the other, Garrett. Pick a lane. There you go.
Yeah, you're still pulling from that mid-foot.
Then go into a row?
Yeah, just row. So you'll kind of get a little like start here, and then you'll little rotation out
So
of it.
you want it on that left lane still.
Yeah, stay out of that median.
There you go. Yeah.
I always do it when I'm doing stuff. I always kind of put out to my sides
Nice.
personally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just it's subtle, but it makes a lot. It helps a lot so that you're able to brace yourself properly. That's mostly, unilateral. You get 40% more core activation doing unilateral than bilateral.
Yeah.
So-
Just when you're doing that, everything stays square to the floor. Don't let them do any rotation at all.
Okay. I saw somebody doing an exercise where they had the kettlebell and then
Yeah,
There
that,
are some-
so
yeah, there's-
that's just bodybuilding basically.
Okay.
You're getting to engage a little bit more of that outside of that hip. So
You feel a little, relatively lighter.
yeah, because then
Wouldn't-
you are torquing,
wouldn't-
but it's not a weight that's gonna hurt your back.
Well, the thing is too, when you're doing single leg stuff, you can play around with the way the pelvis moves more because you're not in that fixed position here. So if you're trying to do it there, you're going to jack your back up. But when you're in
Yeah.
a single leg position, you have the ability to rotate at the pelvis, so you can get the extra rotation, more stretch here because that's
And
it was
me, yeah. That kickstand position, it should be like the ball of your foot and the heel are in line. And it's hard. It's kind of like taboo to be barefoot in the gym, but it makes so much more sense when you're barefoot. You could even tell people like draw that line from the back of their foot to the front of their foot, but once you're here, you're not able to hint. You're going to turn that into like a squat or a lunge. So that kickstand position, if this is like your natural gait, you're just going to shift right there. That's all it is, but you'll still keep everything square. But if people are having a hard time with it, that's where that median, it does kind of help them like make sense of it. So there's no right or wrong as far as like should you be here or should you be here? It's just variances.
Yeah, that position allows me to open up my hips. It makes me feel a little bit more comfortable.
And that's gonna put
Some
complete
people
strain on
they
the right
cannot
leg.
they're like, well, I don't, they'll end up like right here and it's like, yeah, you're gonna fall over.
Yeah, like he said, when you do the kickstand though, you're shifting not all, but like 80% of that weight into that front leg. It's basically it's a unilateral movement at that
It's-
point. When you're doing it squared up, it's more
It's
bilateral.
it's this, but you take the balance out. So you're still doing that, there's no balance.
Well, and when you're like squared up, go square again. Now the strain's on the
Up
left
here?
leg. No, square. There you go. The strain's now on the left leg more. So
Yeah,
it's a total
so that is-
shift from one side to the other of the body. So this is more of an upper
It's
core work versus the
contralateral
other
versus
one's more lower
ipsilateral
body.
loading.
That makes sense.
And it's subtle shifts, and honestly, like if you were gonna program it, you're going, all right, I'm trying to do a posterior leg movement, right? Like, so do I want to do more upper based or lower based?
So-
that would be the difference.
Ipsilateral is same side.
Yes, because contra is
So this is ipsilateral. This side has the weight, this leg is working.
So
That little shift in the foot, now this leg's working, this side has the weight, it's contralateral, that's where the core is working. The transverse abdominis, you're having to work.
Variation just depends on what
Across
you're trying
your
to
body.
program.
Yeah.
Okay.
absolutely.
Makes sense.
And neither
And
one
both,
of them, right?
you should be programming both contra and ipsilateral loading.
Okay.
Yeah, and a variation too I like is it's just a good old fashioned like suitcase deadlift. So you come here and you just, both hands are level,
that is purely left
and
arm
it's
instead.
all the same
whole
ipsilateral.
left side of the body.
It's a little more narrow, so it's a little more conventional deadlift style, but just working the obliques in a different way. So again, nothing subtly different than this, but enough different
It
where
changes the function enough to where you feel it.
When you're seeing somebody 3 or 4 times a week, it's nice to start changing things up so they're not like, oh, I did this shit yesterday.
yeah, like that little exactly. I got ginger every day, and I gotta keep
Yeah,
it
it's
fresh.
like you can hinge every day, just change the loading.
All right, so now we're gonna move on from that. We're gonna go do a little more single arm stuff. So you can get fancier with the single arm stuff. That two-handed, that's great. I would use that to warm somebody up, get them fired up, get them like going for their workout. You can use unilateral stuff too, but if you're training, when you're just starting to train somebody, start with the two-handed stuff. Let them get comfortable with how that kettlebell feels. Moving on to two-handed stuff. Okay, first thing is your hand placement, or one-handed. I'm sorry. First thing is your hand placement, right? So you're not center the kettlebell. You're cheated up a little this way, okay? And that kettlebell is angled in your hand down this way, okay? You don't want it square and like that. That's gonna pull your wrist back. You want a strong wrist, but you also want that little bit of a twist.
So when you go square and then strong wrist, that bony part is taking the weight. So if you shift it, you're shifting the weight over to the meat.
Yeah, no one's gonna do this without going, that hurts a little bit. They gotta get used to it, okay? But this way, at least, it'll protect their elbow, protect their wrist, okay? So just grabbing it, when you open your hand, should have a little bit of a downward angle. It doesn't have to be super pronounced, just enough where you feel under control. Because then when you go to do the front rack, it's tight, okay? My hand's right to my chest. This isn't going anywhere.
So it's the same as what we were teaching on that clean. Those elbows are down.
Versus if I move it to the middle of my hand and I have it relaxed, I actually feel tension now. It's not here anymore. It's more on my shoulder. This allows me to be in control. I could go anywhere with this kettlebell, okay? So that's the first thing. Make sure.
Real quick, if you have a client that does tell you, oh, this hurts, how do you respond to it?
I tell them the first time you got on a spin bike, it hurt in unmentionable places. The back of your wrist is going to get strong just like all that did.
Basically tell them, yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable for a little bit, but this is important for your goals and what you want, so we're going to get better at it. We're going to keep doing it.
I use that spin
Basically
thing.
ignore them.
I use that spin thing every time. Like, because it's always women that go, this hurts. It's like, you ride a spin bike once a week at minimum, I guarantee you.
You're gonna have certain clients that just this isn't for. Like, and I know it's like we're not trying to say like you have to do every modality. I have movements I can't do with certain clients because they won't commit to it, and I'd rather not lose the business over trying to force a kettlebell on them.
Yeah,
That being
if
said,
you watch him train Becky Teal and Lori Mines,
Yeah.
they hate the kettlebell shit.
it hurts them, but she's very skinny. She's very bony. So and she doesn't want to build up the tolerance to it. She's like, I don't
And
care.
you'll know if somebody's had enough. Like if they really like he's dealing with right now, you'll know if they really just don't.
Yeah, like I tried. Oh well, hey, try it this way, try it that way, and they're just like, no. And they just drop the weight, and then they start getting frustrated. Well, now the session's going to hell. So I'm gonna pull away. Hey, we can do the dumbbell. Let's just change to a variation
It's
of
like
the
being
dumbbell.
a stand-up comedian. Like, you're losing them.
So
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Rein it in.
most people, they'll get over it.
Younger clients, especially. I mean, when I say younger, under 50. Okay, older clients, they bruise easy. They're thin. Their skin's frail. They have a harder time with it. But that being said, the front rack hold is key to making sure that you're comfortable and you're right where you need to be. So you want to have here. Okay. Now the front rack. I like to think 3 points of contact. Okay, elbow to the side, thumb to chest, and then if it's a big enough kettlebell, it'll be touching
You'll
the
share
bicep.
the load here.
It'll be
Because
touching the
rest of it's
bicep there. Right now, this kettlebell's not really big enough to do that. So I just have huge biceps. But right here, right? So now, everything I do, it's tight, okay? Don't let them get away with this. We see this all the time. It's easy. Now I'm resting.
The front rack position is posture corrected. People sit like
Yeah.
this all day. So
Well, and
I'm trying to
upper back
re-strengthen
From
that.
here, I can go up. And, I can go clean. Right there. It's all back to
That's your home. That front rack
That's
is your
home,
That's
and
your-
this alone, having a client do this, just hold it, you're gonna get core. So let's just work on our front rack position, okay? We can go a little lighter than we did with the two-handed one, just so you can get a feel for it. Maybe yellows. I think
yellow.
Yeah, because that was a little light even.
Dude, you have to talk.
Huh?
You have to talk.
Well, I'm all, you know me. I'm not like you. You're the heaviest one to demonstrate. I'm like,
No,
where's the
I've
lights?
never even.
What were you saying for where your home's at? What is it? Thumb
Front rack.
Right?
Thumb
Hey,
to chest.
hey, so already
Forearm.
you're talking here. It's here.
Yeah.
Remember, elbow to hip. Elbow to
Thumb
hip.
to chest, elbow to hip.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so go ahead and just if you just want to pick it up, you can just get a position there.
Now, as you squat, the elbow's
We'll
gonna
go
follow
over
the
the
body.
clean technique, okay? So see how wrist already bent? Strong wrist. What I mean like that, see how my wrist?
Go palm the chest too.
Yeah.
Yep. Now this is cradle.
Boom.
So look at it angle.
Yeah, so see your hand? You're not angled down.
Angle it.
Okay.
So it should be 45 degrees.
So just pinch your hand as far over that way as you can.
Boom.
Like,
So yeah,
Like
get
a-
that. Yep, wrestle that baby. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Feel comfortable?
Yeah, that's it.
Let's see it.
That's good. So you should get to the point where like you're doing overhead stuff. That, the way it's resting, I can open palm it.
There you go. Now you got that wrist
And it's
straighter.
chilling.
That's
Hold that
better.
right there.
Yeah, the kettlebell stuff
And
is
it's subtle different, right?
it's a loose grip because
So hey, can you open finger, palm it in that comfortable position to be in there?
Yeah, y'all look good there. All right, awesome. So we're gonna go from there. I'm gonna show you. You guys could probably both handle a clean in like 2 seconds. I'm gonna show you a progression we learned that I really liked. Okay, so first thing you're gonna do in a cut, you're gonna get them in. Yeah, you can call it. Okay, yeah. You're gonna put it in the right lane like you just learned. You're just gonna row. Okay, so this is the progression you want to show. All right, get me in the right lane. Let's row. Right. From there, you're gonna have them row and catch. Because the hardest thing with a kettlebell clean is people do this. Or they curl it up. That is great with this 26 pounder. I can curl no problem. You give me that freaking 106 pounder, ain't no way. I can't curl that with one arm. Probably not with two arms. Okay, so what you want to start with, here. Okay, so have them go here from the ground, pull it back. From the ground, pull it back. Let's see a couple of those. Just so y'all can get used to it. Again, y'all will be fine. So
You want to start with a row?
yeah, start with that row, get a few rows in just so you can feel that
3
right
to
lane.
5. Y'all just did this row,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and then
there we go.
now you'll
absolutely.
row and
So
yeah,
you're-
that's it.
So you're just gonna come up, pull the elbow back, and catch. Make sure
pulling
that
it.
Row.
Pull it to your chest. Pull
Okay.
it. Pull it
Like you're
hard.
reaching for a gun on your holster. Boom.
Yes.
There you go.
So it's teaching your clients to get the elbow back
Pull
before the
it. Pull it further back, Garrett.
Yeah.
There you go.
There
You did it right
you
the
go.
first time, and then
Like you just did
got
a
off.
single arm cable row. Imagine
Yeah.
you're pulling a single cable. Okay, try the left hand too. You get the rows in
You're
first.
good,
then
Garrett.
do
Switch
the
hands.
left.
Oh yeah, this is the good
Yeah,
one.
little
Yeah.
left side
I got
retarded.
lucky. I got to teach them. Boom. Hey, see that hand? You're a little farther in the elbow. That's your hand placement. So what I mean by that, is you're here. Get a little more.
So
Get up on it a little more. There you go. Because that way, when you translate to the clean, you're already there. Good. All right. Let's do the explosive row and catch. Boom. There we go. Stand up big and tall. Have that arm back. Good.
Everything tight.
Yeah. Boom. So, because that's where you want the mechanics to go. Because to finish the row, or to finish the move, you're going here, then you're just punching through, and then it lands
yeah,
right
it's
where you want.
elbow
it.
back, and then finish
Loose
the
grip
drive.
though. Loose
So,
grip is the most
but I want
important.
Yeah, so he told you shift here, and that's not wrong. But if you just don't squeeze the shit out of this thing,
Right.
Loose grip, so that when you are pulling, you get to
kettlebell
my
can
hand
spiral
open, so that I
through
let
that.
it shift
So
over.
you get the next phase of this progression for a client, and again for you guys today. So you're gonna go here, and go here, like we just did, and we're gonna roll it right where it needs to be. Okay. So again, just take it here,
So it's
pull
just
it back, roll
pull
where
it,
needs
catch
to
it,
be.
and then just
Now,
hold this while your arm
There you
finishes.
go. Again, where it
Just
needs
guide
to
it.
be.
Yeah,
Guide it in
because
there.
it's the
Just
same.
you're cradling it
If
in.
it's
Don't move it, but follow.
it's pull and then punch. So if you just
Yeah.
pull
Perfect.
it, pause,
and when you're
then
training
finish
them,
that
don't
punch.
try to show them not let it pop.
And same thing.
Because it'll kind of,
Patient.
it's going to circle a little bit here. It's not going to circle so much when you do it fast. But this is a great way for them to feel that's the movement, right? So get about 3 more of those on each arm. There you go, dude. So pull, catch. And this progression will help a client, even if they already do cleans. You're like, hey, I want to fix something. I notice that you're not getting a lot of pop. So I want to, slow it back down and show you what I'm looking for. Good.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta slow people down.
Like a rattlesnake. All right. What?
I don't.
My coach used to say that. He's like, sometimes to slow down, you gotta speed up. Like a rattlesnake, man. Let him come to you. I'm like, all right. All right. You feeling good about it, Garrett? Yeah, that looks good. All right, because that's the motion. Now we're gonna go for the full thing, okay? So you're here. You just pull. Boom.
So
Okay.
it's elbow back and then finish that punch.
Boom. Right there.
One more time.
Okay. Boom. So my shoulder's going back, and I watched a video of me doing them yesterday.
Yeah, you have to. Once you're doing this with 32
Yeah, you
kilograms,
lift.
and not 16.
Loosen that grip up a
grip.
little bit.
This way or this way?
On
Loosen
at the
way
top.
you-
At the top.
the
So
weight
that
back
initial
on
jerk,
your
it's hard, loose, and tight again, okay?
Better. Keep
Elbow
going.
back.
Or
Elbow
you,
back.
that time you just flipped it over your
Pull
wrist.
and punch. Better? That looks better, actually.
Keep going.
So
Figure it out.
hold on, slow down. So keep it back here, and then that way it's
Use this one. I think
so with Jeremy. If you slow it down, it's pull and then punch it.
I'm gonna do a heavier one.
Yeah, that's right. Grab that one or the green. That's heavy, but
So as it goes kind of weightless, that's when you punch. It's back to that float again. It floats for a second, and then you punch it through.
Yeah.
It's better. You're not flipping it, because the first few, you were just flipping it around your wrist.
Yeah, there we go. You're trying to sneak it up a little too much. Try to really
Yeah.
drive from the front.
Quick. Fast.
Yeah, there we go.
Go
Looks
back
good.
neutral.
Boom.
Because,
See that
if
left
you're,
arm.
because
right
you're
arm.
doing it here, you're flipping it over.
Okay.
So stay neutral, because you're going to finish neutral. Better.
Ooh, there we go. That punch looks good. Yeah. Driving the elbow back, punching hard. Yeah.
There's still
that's
not a
you nailed
whole
it.
lot of-
Make sure when you get to the top though, you don't have the elbow
You're still-
flaring, right? You're
Yeah.
tight.
I don't know. I
You're
think
still
you
tight.
need to go pronated. Because I mean, that doesn't seem. I mean, do you
I
do
see
it?
what you're saying.
I go kind of 45.
Yeah, go ahead. Go 45.
Okay.
Go 45.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be too
That-
rigid in your thinking.
That's pretty
It's
good.
better.
Much better. Yeah. Because you're getting the punch. It doesn't matter if it flips. Yeah. Just make sure you go fast
You're
enough.
essentially just
flip it.
meeting the kettlebell at your armpit.
That looks better. All right, switch hands. Give that arm a rest. Yeah. Yeah. Get some water.
Reps, baby, reps.
Double back.
Yeah. Pop. More pop. Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
remember you're home.
Yeah.
Don't call him here.
Punch through. There. Don't let the kettlebell finish off. You finish it off. If that makes sense. Don't let it float in.
Nasty.
There you go. Better. Yeah, like you own it. You drive it right where it needs to go. Better. One more. See that? Perfect. Good. Good.
It's like anything with the kettlebell, man. You gotta be quick, fast.
And that'll be so much smoother when you get more kinetic. It's milliseconds in timing. Okay, that's where you're at.
And just repetition.
Your technique's good though. Okay, I like that. So, any questions on that right now?
Remember, the kettlebell stuff takes practice. Your clients aren't going to be perfect at first. As long as they're not doing things that hurt themselves, it's okay for them
Yeah,
not to be
that's good.
perfect.
Okay.
You're good.
You know what I mean?
You're good. Anything past this, we're nitpicking.
Yeah,
you know.
for sure. For sure. It's okay for it to flip. I know everyone's like, it can't flip.
Well, so the flip
it's
is
Or down.
it's flipping. It flipped over my wrist, right? It's okay for it to flip. It's just you want it to flip in a way that it's tight.
Mm-hmm.
He's meeting the kettlebell in the air.
So
Yeah.
what I'm trying to get is as it's wanting to flip, that's when you punch. So it's not.
Yeah.
If you're not, it's gonna bang on you. So
And
you've got to then punch it to take that to absorb the blow.
That's going to be again milliseconds in the air
It's
once
just
you
practice,
get
practice. We've been doing this shit for a long time. Just practice.
So the progression again for a client, let it float, punch it, okay? But have them work on this one, even if it's like you never progress to the actual clean. That's a great movement right there. Boom, okay? Because they're having to use their lower body to get it up and get their shoulder back, okay? Just teaching your mind, you know how your body is. It's like freaking software.
Yeah, you might
it's
spend-
reading the kinetic chain that you're trying to create. So even though the elbow, they might not even feel it going back, if they're normally someone who curls, that elbow back is going to change how they can see, like their whole body conceives the feeling of the movement, okay? So make sure, work on that. If a client gets it right away, awesome. Okay,
So
so
spend a couple weeks just doing that gunslinger.
I'm going to go dual real quick, because
Is that what it's called?
No, I was just he said pretend like you're.
Oh yeah.
What would you call that? A row and catch?
yeah, just a row and catch. Yeah, just row and catch. Gunslinger. I like the gunslinger.
That's a real thing, though, gunslinger.
Yeah. But you don't catch it.
Right, you
The
push back.
gunslinger that we've done, it's literally just like pull it hard back to the ground, pull it hard back. So the catch, you actually get like to pause and
Yeah.
Feel it.
So we're letting y'all rest real quick. I'm going to show you dual, and I'm going to kind of add two elements into this at the same time. I think it'll actually be a little easier, especially with a little. We can share the yellows, or you can go to grays or whatever. So the hike and then the clean.
Okay.
So we just did like I don't know, a straight clean. What would you call it?
Two-hand clean.
A strict clean though? No,
No, that's just a two-hand.
It's a dead clean.
dead clean. Okay, so we're gonna do a swinging clean or a hiked clean. This is how you do it with heavier weight. So same exact movement pattern, just now it's actually gonna be easier because you're gonna get a lot more leg drive out of it. You're not gonna be from that stop position. You're actually gonna be like we just did with the hike.
That's where
Okay.
you push the big boy weight.
So this though, you do got to get those hands where you need them. There's going to be weightlessness to it, but if you're not on top of it, you'll get behind because you're trying to work with two. So make sure you're right on top. Okay, that same position, pull them to the butt, coming down. Right. It's a little harder with two because they're separate. So you lose a little bit of your.
You notice that second time he pulled below his knees.
Yeah. So I'm trying. I had to get out of the way.
Yeah.
Boom. Right there. Okay.
Very
So
wider
boom.
base, too, obviously, with the
Okay.
dual.
You finish right up here. Okay. Nice. And then when you go to reset, you kind of kick.
Use
Okay.
the momentum to your advantage on the way down.
Okay.
So when he's throwing those out, obviously the lats have to pull him back.
Yeah. So
under.
I'm kind of creating a little bit of like an arc for me, because if I just try to drop straight, they're gonna go right back to the ground.
They're going
right?
down now.
And now I'm having to generate the force through my hips. So you're here, little kick.
And then he reacts to it and goes again. It's all reactive.
It's all react.
It's a kettlebell swing and a clean put together. Okay. Boom. And then from there you can do flows, all sorts of stuff. But we'll stop there. He's gonna go into more of the flows and stuff. So let's try some of those. We can both use the yellows. That's a good weight.
Just Jeremy jump in and then Gary, you can
Yeah.
smooth that shit everywhere.
Sorry.
You good?
Don't overthink it too.
Yeah. Just
Just
do
go.
it.
We'll fix you if you need to. Just go.
So
First,
Hike it.
yeah. Just
Like you're
Swing
gonna-
clean. Tight to the body. So it needs to be tighter to the
Jerk
body
him.
and faster.
jerk them.
And then remember what he said about throw him out so that you can throw him back behind you.
Yeah,
you,
once
you
you're in
just
the-
brought him down.
Yeah,
There's
once you're in
no
that
rhythm.
front rack, stay there, and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay.
So get that first one up, and then we'll
Tight
just
to the
fix
body,
everything
though.
from there.
Remember, thumbs to butt. Hey, start with them close. Well, it's fine. Start with them closer together. Start with tails closer together.
Yeah, get them like next to each other.
You're
There
just
you go.
gonna pull them together anyways.
Okay. There you go. Nice. Boom.
Yes.
Pop. All right, you're letting them float. So kick out, and then when they come right here,
The
pop.
initial start was good though.
Yeah, everything looks good. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to go all the way to the ground every time. You can just swing and come back up.
Quick.
Yeah! Oh,
Hey,
almost.
look,
See how
you're
powerful
strong
you
as
fucking
shit.
are in those legs? Yeah.
So that's what you need every single time.
So on this next one, keep him here, and then I don't want you going back to the ground. I want you to go out and then come right back up without hitting your face.
You're gonna go back.
Gunslinger. Boom! Yeah!
Back to that
Now kick
butt.
it again
Now.
and go.
Back
Right
to
into
that
it.
butt.
Kick back, go,
Boom.
quick.
There it is.
Okay, you flip that time.
Keep going.
Have the intensity. Keep going, baby. Don't let them touch the ground until
That's
you
good.
do 5 in a row
Meet
without
that
hitting the
butt.
ground.
There it is.
Pull those elbows back.
Hinge.
Pull elbows back.
Pull.
Quick.
Ah, you're flipping. Pull. Yeah, pull
There
more.
it is.
Get those
Let's go.
elbows back. One more.
Good.
Good. You got that rhythm. That's good. Boom.
Okay,
That
very good.
last one was actually really good.
practice, yeah.
Yeah, hey,
So,
you're good.
because those are still light, you're able to
Kinda.
just set the, like, hold on, guys.
Push it.
On your last one, because they're light, you're able to just go, oh, I'm fucking done with that. If they're heavy, you're not doing that. So when you're done, you're right back to that hike just to get them back to the ground. So even though they're light, play like they're not.
Burn it into your clients not to ever finish any of these movements without going through the hike and back to the ground. Especially the kettlebell swing. They'll finish and then they'll kind of chill, and that might hurt their back if it's light enough. Okay.
That's what I have to coach on the most.
Very good. Perfect. Hinge again. Go back up.
Hinge more.
Tuck those elbows.
more
Tuck those
legs.
elbows. Yep. There we
But
go.
not even have to go heavier for you boys to really get the effect of this.
You need heavier.
Yeah, you're just throwing them at your shoulders.
Let's see. Let's go.
You're gonna leave with a fucking bruise in your neck.
Here we go. Try it.
Now do it.
Back up, back
How
up.
wide are we supposed to be on this?
A little. That's good.
Get to where you feel comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you say you just need to get the weights between your legs. So if
Back
you want to
up.
be more narrow,
Remember
there
your
you
balance.
go. Now sink those hips, pull through,
Thumb to butt.
try it.
Pop. Yeah.
There we go.
Now-
Back through, back up.
Come on, bro.
He said, "Fuck this." Where are you feeling it? Back
It's
up.
not hurting anything.
Okay.
It's just fucking weird.
So hey, see how high your hands up on the kettlebell?
That's good.
Bring it
See
down.
Evan over there doing this.
So loose grip so that you can shift to that position when you need to.
Now tip them on their edge too.
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
That's good. That's exactly it, dude.
Yep.
You're all right. They have,
Hey, it's all legs, dude.
The
All
rebound
hip drive.
effect.
I know you have hip drive.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
the strongest guy in the
I've
room,
seen
so
you.
let's go.
Yeah.
hey,
Find
so-
the rhythm.
hey, hey, when you kick them back out, you gotta almost have more tension than when you start, right? Because you kick them out, there's no relaxing. The arms relax for a second, but that core's gotta be ready. So when you catch here, you're tight and you're like a fucking spring and you come right back up, okay? Don't relax in that moment. That's the time to stay tight. Now you kick them out, stay tight.
Go.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
Better.
kick back more.
Drive
Kick
them
back
back.
more.
Drive them
Drive
back.
those hips back.
Push
with the
back more on the
deadlift.
way down. Push.
Boom! There we go. Tighter to your body. Let's
Swinging
go.
them out.
One more. It's okay to swing.
Oh no, they're just getting in the way of each other at this point.
Yeah.
So that's where Jesse was saying,
What's that?
you got to, you can't just go down and then react because you notice how much I did in hinge. You got to throw them and then
Yeah.
you're letting them get away from
generating
you.
all your force.
And then as they go free for a second, pull hard with your lats because you want them to go behind your center of gravity. So you're letting your hips, not your back. Get them back behind you so your butt is doing the work.
So
Back
on this,
behind you
we're going below the knee on this one.
because they're so big.
Yeah. Okay.
Go
Gotcha.
again. Let me see. The middle of the kettlebell though is staying right around the knee. So the bottom of the
Notice
wiggle-
where his hands are in
Yeah,
placement though.
the
His
hands are
tight.
staying the same.
My
height.
hands-
Not here.
My hands are still hitting that kind of inside meat of the hamstring.
Yeah.
Always, my hands are here. But if
Remember,
you
thumb,
don't
take
throw
your thumb.
them out,
You're gonna go straight down.
I'm gonna go down, and then I have no there's no, I can't
Yeah.
swing them. I have to then go, oh well, and I'm gonna.
Yes, use the momentum to your advantage.
So
You are
swing them back, get them up, throw them out, get them up.
The best part of kettlebells is you're redirecting the weight. You are not like it's not a dumbbell where you're pulling it where you want to. You have to kind of adjust to the kettlebell itself. So
The kettlebell, it's not a rigid movement. It's you gotta feel it and just move the way you need to move.
hold to the butt, stand up, boom, kick him out far. Yeah, there we go.
Better.
Kick him out far.
There
Boom,
it is,
Kick him out
let's go.
far. There it is. There. Yeah. Yeah, that's money, dude. That's it right there.
Perfect.
That's exactly it. See the difference?
Yeah.
Way to pick it
But
up.
that was so pretty, and then you just set them down, go back into the height.
Yeah, finish it. Just finish the rest. You know what I mean?
See, I'm tired too. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, you're right here. Just, whew, good, that's fine. Go back. Boom, it's there. You don't even have to do the crazy out. Just make sure you finish.
Okay.
Good.
Cool.
All right, that's all I got on the clean. Y'all killed it, and we learned good.
And we watched Jeremy get up in the red. You see how it will get your fucking heart rate up.
They work, man. They work.
Well, especially like you're under like mental tension too. Like I'm about to fucking catch, especially when they're heavy. You're here, and it's almost like I don't fucking want to do this again. You got to throw them out,
You
and
gotta
then
get out.
You gotta get them, and they're here, like they're with you. So
It's like on the bachelor party. I climbed up at 30 foot. I did not want it, but then I was like, I have to get down. Same thing. It's like, I gotta fucking finish this.
would you climb up?
A cliff. And all my friends are jumping. They all went like 3 times. They all went like 3 times, and I was like, I'm not jumping off of that. And then my brain was like, I'm not climbing back down. I have to get down. Same thing. Once you're here, you gotta get down. You gotta commit to the movement. So get down properly.
And the kinetic chain between the lower body and the upper body. And he's about to show you the prime example of that. This next movement is the most
Snatch.
Is the most comprehensive.
It's all comfortable in overhead position, okay? So when somebody has a kettlebell overhead, wrist, elbow, shoulder in alignment at all times. Because if you come forward with it, well, guess what? My delt's taking all that tension aware, taking all the blunt load of that weight. So stack joints always. Okay, so grab a kettlebell. Let's get comfortable in the overhead position real quick.
Makes sense to you?
On
Yeah,
this,
that's making sense.
Here.
if it's always better to start single, because if you have somebody that can't do this with both,
That was a pretty snap.
if you have somebody that can't do this with both, they're gonna lean back.
So
So
you see
always
yourself
start them
working
single
here.
until you know they can do
Ribs
dual.
to your hips.
Okay, so you can get to that
Yep.
clean?
Now push.
Get to the clean position.
So you definitely have a little bit of tight lats
press.
going on. That's okay. We can work with that.
Good.
But don't let your
So
clients
strong wrist.
overextend that back here. Compensate.
There you go.
Ribs to hip, core engaged,
Yeah,
and
see,
then you can.
we can't do the strong wrist if it's not in the right spot.
That's right. The other side.
There you go, better.
Yeah,
You should
that
be able
open
to.
hand,
You
you'll end
should be able
up-
to open hand it. A true kettlebell overhead carry, you're open handed. But
Good. It's,
yes,
it's,
there. That's
it
it.
sucks. It sucks at first.
That's it. So,
Wrist there,
remember,
strong
lock
wrist.
this out. Now, see
Dude,
how
you
your
see my
wrist
thumb?
bend here? I want you there.
Okay.
Remember, always locked out. What's stronger, bone or ligament?
Bone.
Bone, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta
Okay.
Is that a trick
That's a
question?
weird fucking question.
That was a great question.
What bone?
They were both like,
I have no idea, bro. Okay.
Yeah, like I
So
knew
that's
the
your
answer.
in position for the snatch. Okay? The snatch is basically from the ground to overhead as quickly as we can, right? So you're gonna set up like we talked about all day today, at high position, set up just like you would for a single arm clean. I'm gonna keep it tight to my body, and I'm going to use my hips to drive the weight overhead, okay? All I'm doing with my upper body is punching, catching it at the top. But again, my lower half is doing most of that work. So I'm here, loading on my hips, tight, punch. I'm finishing in that front arm position, or the overhead position
Talk
here.
about the Velcro a
so
little bit.
from there to there, that weight was free. He just had to punch the ceiling
I
to
just
take
caught
the-
it here.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of times people, when they try to do a snatch, they'll try to straight arm it all the way up there. I didn't straight arm it. I have a bend in my elbow and I punch. I'm keeping that weight tight to my body, okay? So let's just start with that. I want you to get there and just hold it overhead, okay?
Start from the hike?
Yep.
Yep. The hike is key to everything.
Alright.
Punch, quick. So that's pretty good, but looser grip.
Okay.
Do it again. There you go.
Perfect. So the reason he said loose grip, you held it so tight that you did it perfect, and then
Yes, you can.
it flopped. But the form was perfect, but you held it so tight that the kettlebell couldn't
Punch.
spin in your hand.
You're clean and pressing. Okay, you're clean and pressing.
Don't worry so much about
Get a
the
little
step
deeper in the
together.
hinge,
Don't-
and then really
because
explode to the legs.
If
okay?
you already got
You're
the tight
shooting
rack
down
going
pause
on,
at the shoulder.
you're gonna be better off wide.
You were saying?
Yeah.
To the butt.
Punch.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. See how the more momentum
Same
required.
thing. Form looked great, but you held it so tight that you were able to hold it kind of there until you got to the top, and then it fell on you.
It hikes a little
So
higher,
just
okay?
loosen your grip.
You're
up.
hiking low.
Let it,
because
let
you're
it
anticipating
spin
movement.
in your hand.
So you're
So hey, snatch to the top, and I want you to bring it into your front rack position.
So
Bring it to your front rack. Okay, I'm gonna do it with you. So overhead, bring it to your front rack. Now from here, just like he talked about with the clean,
Throw it
kick
out.
it back, right back into that snatch. Punch hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
that's
Bring it back in.
perfect.
Give me 5.
there you go, Garrett. Looks good. That left
So
arm
this
down.
is a half
There you go.
snatch.
There you
Because
go.
Yeah, this is
you're
called a half
catching it in the
snatch.
front rack.
I see.
Boom. This is a good way to start with clients. Learning the snatch is
So
a
that
half
was-
snatch.
You're clean and pressing on
Hey
that
Garrett,
right
bring
arm.
your front rack. Bring your front rack. Pause.
Okay, so on this right arm,
Go
come in here, and then you push
Yeah.
it. You're like
See how-
almost
see how loose you have the
cleaning
grip?
it to the shoulder,
Do it again.
and then pressing at the
Yes.
end.
Just get him the 20
Money,
kilo.
dude.
See how
Good.
it's more up?
Yeah.
Drive the hips fast.
Boom,
That's money, bro.
boom. Okay,
Okay.
pop straight up.
Yeah, that's
Don't
perfect. That's good.
stop here. You do good
So
on
it's
some.
like
But the left arm, is
tight
killing
grip.
it. I don't know,
As you
feel
throw
better
it,
on the
loosen
left
up so
arm.
it can
But
spin.
maybe it
and
just
then
doesn't have the
tighten up
it
as
doesn't have
you're
the
at
muscle
top.
memory.
You really don't have to.
Uh,
You can stay in the open
yeah.
hands, but
So-
you're tight here.
Boom.
As you throw it, you gotta let it go so it can
Come
spin
here,
around.
start there.
You're not
Kick
slinging
it.
it around your wrist.
The punch and the sipping.
Try this.
Punch.
Punch
Yeah.
the ceiling,
Turn
dude.
that front rack. Just turn that front rack in the right arm. There you go. Now, kick it. Keep feet wider. A little wider. Good. Kick it out like you're gonna do, like we're doing. We go right
Swing
back to
to
clean,
snatch.
and then go back.
Punch.
Pop.
Use the hips more. Use the legs.
More leg drop.
Legs. Go.
Yeah,
There we
More
go.
leg
See how
drop.
fast that is? Quick. Boom.
So
Yes.
just bring it here.
Bring it back to
bring
the
it front
front.
rack, and now swing it back.
Kick it up. Boom. Back up.
So that's
Yeah.
a half snatch, where you're
Bring it to the
pulling it
chest
back
again.
to the front rack and not going straight into it.
Boom. There you go. This is how we want to show clients. That's what we're trying to show you as well. Not just for you, but for your clients.
Right.
And hinge more and go.
Kick it up.
If you're going heavy, or you don't have the technique down, the half snatch is the way to go because that's hard on the shoulder, it's hard on the back. So
Here.
bring it
You're
down,
rigid in
and
your
then
hips.
we're gonna teach you the full
You,
snatch next.
you get to the bottom of this,
Goosey, goosey.
and you're so like tight. Like I want you tight, torso to hip, like torso to like here. Hips got to be able to bend though. So I'm here. I'm gonna kick it.
We're gonna have to unchain you a little bit from your barbell stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're used to being so tight and rigid for all your big heavy lifts,
Yeah.
which is
Same.
great.
If you can have
For that.
tensegrity, which is tension through the whole body, without and like integrity through it as well, but not so like
You have to be fluid with the kettlebells.
you're so tight. You're not allowing yourself to let that kettlebell get deep.
I think it's the same level of intensity that my dad talked to you about with you, like just walking around, like you're just an intense person. Just
Relax,
relax,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
Okay.
The kettlebell ain't gonna hurt you.
I'll relax.
Hurt the kettlebell.
Relax a little bit. Don't
Yeah.
break our mirror, but
I'll relax.
relax a little bit. So hike it.
Drive the
and then
hips,
bring it
punch.
to the front right position.
So you didn't hinge enough there.
Yeah. See, yeah, you hey.
Now you pulled it to your cock and out your butt.
Ooh.
Thumb the butt.
Hey, that's what we're here for, to learn, man.
Flip that.
Don't get mad at yourself. Hey, you're right. Stay deeper in the clean, or the hinge.
You stand it up too fast.
See right here, baby. Get those hips back. Now, pull it to your butt.
Then stand.
There it is. Now let's go again, and this time don't go to the ground. Okay? After you come up, go back to it again. So pull through.
Bump.
Boom.
Front rack.
Now front rack,
Front rack.
and now kick
Now
it.
go back
and
to swing.
again. Just repeat.
Hinge more.
Bam.
A little more.
Hinge
hinge.
more.
That looked better though. That was a much better. Hey, you're good. Hey, just a little deeper. Just a little deeper. Take that kettlebell with you.
See, that was a better hinge.
Yeah. That was,
Perfect.
I didn't know you were going to the ground. All right. Hey, let's go to left hand real quick. Boom. Front rack. Good.
Hey, Gary, take solace in the fact that if the ladies were here, we wouldn't be looking at you at all.
What?
If the ladies were here, we wouldn't be looking at you at all.
I know.
You're good enough, but we don't have
Hey, you're-
anybody else to focus on.
It's hard, man. From here, trying to get, I have to use so much more shoulder because my legs are active.
Yeah.
So instead, spring, boom! I almost had to stop the kettlebell. That was too much almost for this weight. So, boom.
Yeah, if we had a crowd, we'd go. We can work on that. It's good enough for today. But we don't have a crowd, so we get to fix you.
Yeah.
But a great, like again, that front rack position for a new client, great way to start getting them over the head. Come back here almost always, okay? You show them how to go back down again.
We're gonna do, so that's a half snatch. So when you snatch here to here, that's a half snatch. Full snatch takes it from the top, okay, to where you go right back into that full snatch. So what I want you to think about here is you're yanking that kettlebell, you're pulling that kettlebell down fast, absorbing, and then redistributing that force.
If you think with your lat, you have Velcro all here, as he's coming up, he's, and then on the way back down, reattach it.
Yes.
If y'all were, like, if he were to turn, like right there, now do 1 or 2, and you can watch
Get deep.
that elbow is pulling straight off of that lat, and then he's reattaching it as quick as he can. It's just,
Oh, we do it again.
Turn sideways like you were there. Hey, go back where you were. There you go. Either way, it doesn't matter. Sideways.
where do I?
So watch that kettlebell between his legs. So see how like it's so far behind him, even when he's repeating them, and he's getting it locked right up to the top. He's redirecting it. See that arc it's taken? That's the optimal momentum. Imagine like you're a baseball. You know, if you're a pitcher, you're not going. You need that huge arc to create the momentum. Same thing with a kettlebell. You need that huge arc to create the speed to generate it to get where you need to go. If you cut that arc off, you lose all the power you just generated, and it literally just dissipates in the thin air. And that's what's happening to you on that clean. You're going here, and then you're trying to redirect it too straight, or you're just not getting enough out of it.
Honestly, I think it's because it's so light that you, I mean, when it's light, you can't just like straight
you're
line here. So you got to throw it out.
Watch for something heavier.
Yeah,
I like
you,
gray.
you should, for sure.
Give him the gray or the green, yeah. Try that. How you
There you
feel
go.
about it?
Hey, let's not go that far. Just because. It's right here. Like the okay.
You can,
You got it.
hey, try a gray. Try a gray. Throw it up a little bit. We're here to, hey, this, again, we work with you guys. We can write y'all signals.
Punch faster.
Legs.
Or hips.
Jump
Hips.
off the ground and then instead.
Hey, like you're deadlifting. Hips to bar, right?
Hump
Same exact
hump
thing.
that kettlebell. Well, you're going to hump your forearm.
There you go.
Hey, when you get here,
Yeah.
now if you stop there, yank that sucker down. Go.
Yeah, there you go.
Very good. Keep going.
Catch that Velcro. There it is. Good.
Take it
Catch
out.
that Velcro.
Yeah,
You're
keep it
bringing
out.
it
Keep it out a little bit more.
Shit.
It's scary.
All the way down, all the way down.
It's scary at first. You have to time it a little bit. Hold up.
Tighten that body. Punch.
Those are perfect.
Okay, now
Kick it out a little.
regrip, go.
Boom.
So hey, see how
There
you
you
come in here first? I want you out.
Yeah! Man.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, you
Come on,
got it.
dude.
Hey,
That's
go
good.
left arm. Yeah, right arm's where I do. Go left
Got
arm.
the same thing left arm.
That way your hips are getting the same mechanical load, but you're changing up the arms, okay? That was better. Now kick it
Not
out.
too far.
Yeah.
There we go. Hey, you see how far that
Right,
kettlebell? Look at that. Look at that. Go again. I got the kettlebell.
There it is.
Ass,
There it
baby.
is. Go.
Oh, I'm spanking that ass. Sorry.
Yeah.
I fucked you up, my bad, dude. But hey, but how about you did? You're getting it here. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going
You gotta have that. You gotta have that deep hinge. That's where all your power's
No,
coming
you're
from.
good.
Backside.
touch his butthole.
No, that's just kettlebell, but you threw off his butthole. Good. All right, y'all catch a breather. Catch a breather.
That all looks good. That all looks
Have we
really
been
good.
talking for hours in there?
Well, about an hour. We were about to.
Yeah, that all looks really good.
Any questions?
Yeah, seriously, any questions? Those are they're oh, turkey judo. Okay, so these like so the swing, clean, snatch are kind of the foundation of everything you're gonna do with the kettlebell. Whether you're getting the kettlebell here, getting the kettlebell to your front right position, or getting the kettlebell overhead. So you see how they all translate to where you need the kettlebell. Those are the foundational moves.
We won't program a lot of like chest pressing with the kettlebells purely because we have better resources here. We got really heavy dumbbells. We have barbells.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like
Garrett,
it.
that day we worked out, I liked the floor press, but I wouldn't want to do it like solely because I'm getting a lot of pressure on the AC joint because I'm not warm. But once you're warm, I mean, it does feel good, but there's
It's just not optimal.
But like
It's
what we
not.
talked about, the kettlebell, the goal of it is to be able to connect your lower body to upper body. There's really not a lot of that going on with a stagnant movement like that. I like it for rowing because it keeps the bar high, like it's high. So it's like if I want to do a row, it's right here. It's nice for that. Like so if I want to do split stance row, it's a great tool for that. So like some of your compound movements, it's a good tool for. But mostly, like you said, it's these big.
I
Full
love
bodies.
overhead pressing with kettlebells.
Huh?
So like sumo deadlift.
Sumo deadlift's like a great one. Sometimes it's hard, especially when they get heavier. You almost have to elevate their feet, like put down 2 plates and stand on those to do the sumos because they are taller, so they're gonna get a big range of motion. Especially your ladies, they're more flexible or Nathan.
Yeah, you all look good. Any questions about those 3 things? Swing, clean, snatch?
What's
All
he?
good?
What's he at you, dude?
Huh?
What's he at you?
No, it's just awkward.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't get crazy, we'll do a dual
you're
snatch.
off. No, just kidding.
It is.
Alright, we're
It's
gonna dual
it's a
snatch
lot
right
of.
now.
We'll learn real quick
It's
then.
very different.
Alright,
Everything you've been
clean, so now we need a dual snatch.
Dual snatch is probably one of
gotta
the
get-
harder kettlebell movements to do.
It's mobility as much as it is.
It's one of those power-driven exercises you can do. So, just like the clean, okay, you're going to be a wider base of the feet because you have 2 kettlebells. The function stays the exact same. You just have 2, and it's heavier. Okay, but again, I'm loading my hips as much as I can. Okay, everything's engaged, and I'm punching through as fast as I can. Right, go.
Talk about full body movement.
Yeah, that'll get you going.
I mean, that's
Now, that's maybe something that you're gonna program for yourself. I don't have many clients I'll do that with. I'll few.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a client do a dual snatch.
But
Maybe
we'll-
Julie.
We'll tell you our goal as trainers here, and as for our clients, is we want our clients to be high performers. You know, they're high performers in the real world. We want them to be high performers in here too. So this for us, this is not unrealistic for someone to be able to do in here. They should be able to do that. We should be able to coach it and progress up to it. That's our goal. That being said, obviously a 60-year-old client probably past the point where dual snatch is in their wheelhouse.
They get the most benefit from just the amount of benefit from a single arm snatch than they would.
So
Even if they're doing a single
like
snatch.
your tight lats, you're gonna have a hard time getting. It's easier because you can kind of shift into one when they're both like just don't do that. That's why like when you saw Evan, he's punching that head through. You're gonna build that mobility. You gotta just don't. That's never the option.
You're
So
seldom
if
gonna
you
do-
see your client can't do this, don't program it a dual snatch. Don't even. I mean, you might even think about just not even doing dual because they're still gonna lean. So
Have them do
always
a Z press.
single arm when the lat tightness takes over their ability to get locked out, which you might have a hard time with that dual snatch because you're tight lats.
Let's try yellow.
Yellow.
Now, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make you do it, but you're gonna have a hard time with it.
And again, it's a power based thing. So you're only gonna program 3 to 5 of these with heavy weight. If you want to do volume with this, you're just gonna wear their forearms out more than anything.
Don't overthink it. Yeah,
That was beautiful.
pretty good, Rob.
Bring it back down. Boom. Try to bring them both down at the same time. Don't go half.
He means on the way down. So instead of stopping at the shoulders here,
Oh,
go
okay,
right
okay.
into that.
Jerk them both back down because you're already looking on the way up. it's a risk. Boom.
Oh,
There we go.
okay. Oh, gotcha.
Swing it
Hey.
down like the.
If you're comfortable, if you're not
Get up there, then
comfortable,
bring it back to the
Alright.
half rack. Oh, there we go. There!
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, you just needed fucking 2. That's all you
hey,
needed.
those 2 are really good.
Those are, hey, that was the best moves I've seen you all day.
Throw them down a little harder, faster. Yeah, there you go. Good.
Those
So-
seriously, those are the 2 best.
Let's say you need to do 30 of those.
Okay.
Use that half rack once you're tired to
Very
then
bilateral
I need to
person.
I just need to finish my
So
reps
that's
out.
good.
The half
That's
rack is a
good.
modification.
But see how you can kind of use your whole body now to work? That's what we have. That's what we want out of all, even the lighter ones. So let's see like 3 back to back without dropping them to the ground, and then make sure you finish it. 1, let's go. You got it.
Yeah.
Boom. One more. Let's go. Now bring it back through into the ground. Yeah, baby.
Mine got that. Mine.
You could coach that if they did. No, I mean like seriously, like that was good enough to where that's what we want. That's the video.
All we want is to make sure that we have no weak links.
Yeah.
We don't want weak links. We don't want to worry about going on vacation and going. "God, I hope he doesn't get
I don't want to be.
I don't want to come back and have a hurt client because we have a weak link.
Well, we don't-
If you're gonna wear Studio Fitness on your shirt, you're gonna meet the standard. And yeah, but
I didn't know there was a whole website.
We just want to be the best there is, you know?
Well, also
So-
you don't want your clients looking over and going, "Damn, I wish I could do that stuff."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, I haven't seen any weaknesses, especially in your programming. You're doing everything. I mean,
just,
we
but
believe
make
in,
sure you know it before you try to teach it. Don't go into a clean and go.
So this is something like you should start practicing in your own workouts, and once you get really comfortable feeling it, then you can go translate it over.
It's a great warm up. Like put this in your hot start every day. Like just practice. All right, I'm gonna do dual cleans in my hot start every day, 3 to 5. Not gonna go crazy. Work on technique, push the weight. That's a great chance. You don't want to do it at the end of your workout, especially if you have a bunch of shit planned. You're gonna do deadlifts or whatever. Do this before that, and you'll get a good benefit out of it. You'll get to practice while you're fresh.
Do you think a lot of the clients you guys have here take on the mindset that I'm not an athlete, so why am I doing this movement?
Sometimes, and we're gonna break them of it.
Okay.
Before too long, we will break them.
And the argument for that is being able to move quickly and powerfully is not specific for athletes. Okay, it
Right.
translates to so many parts of your life. Generating force from the ground up is picking up your kids. It's picking up groceries. It is like
It's the key neurological response.
My
to
dog
that.
got out. I gotta go run it down. I mean,
it's
Yeah.
my
unexpected.
dogs eat my parents' chickens. I have to be able to tackle a 120-pound pit bull.
And
Like
it's,
that's a real life
the
situation.
unexpected,
Yeah.
the unexpected stuff too in life, right? When you do stuff like this that challenges your full kinetic system, for one, it's going to make all your more basic bodybuilding lifts more efficient. Like, I mean, you know that from powerlifting. When you lift with intensity. That intensity translates to power, speed, and muscle definition. All they're here for is to look good. This will help because one, it's going to burn calories. It's going to be metabolic. Two, it's going to engage their type 2 muscle fibers, which are the ones that get bigger and stronger. And three, it's going to make the moves that do make them bigger even more efficient. So there is a place for it no matter who you're programming for. The older, honestly, the more important. Maybe the two-handed stuff is, I mean, the single stuff, that's great. That's more for the people that are like trying to work their core and stuff.
The biggest thing we want to take away from today is scalability. We started as basic as we could get. Find where your client, like, don't go, well, you cleaned it, so now we can snatch it. Maybe not. Like, you got to know your client's limitations, but don't hold them back.
Well, and Nathan could show you show him a bench press. Like this,
So,
there's a lot of variations in the kettlebell world. If you're on Instagram, you've seen every stupid.
So before I actually wanted to talk about the windmill. So before we start, just get up.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, okay. So talking about why the kettlebell is great for stability and mobility.
So this is great, but true shoulder health, like being able to be here, you also need to be straight in multiple ranges of motion. It's not always about like being able to press it, but being able to hold it. So the windmill, that mobility to stay locked out through, as my torso comes down, it's
And his shoulder actually rotates. You can see his shoulder.
like
it
my
actually
shoulder
rotates.
is rotating, but I'm staying locked out. So this is a windmill. Strong wrist. Typically, I tell people if you've got 36 pounds above your head, keep your eyes on it.
Yeah,
Because like
100%.
I want to know where that's. If it's going somewhere else, I need to know where it's
easy
going.
for that weight to get away from you if you're not looking at it.
Well,
So-
right. And
And I do want y'all to play with this. I'm super mobile, so getting to the ground is a possibility for me. It may not be a possibility for you. So what I did here, my left hand has the weight. I'm kicking both feet about 30 to 45 degrees the opposite way. And then what that's doing is whatever angle my feet are going at, my hips are going the opposite direction. So you have to, once again, load those hips,
Think hinge.
hinge.
So stay there for a second. He's getting thoracic mobility, right? Because he's twisting. So yeah, shoulder stability is huge. That's what the weight's for. But he's getting his QL stretched almost to his limit here. He's getting total thoracic mobility. He's getting his glute over here super engaged. So for someone who's tight and it sits at a desk or is very like stagnant, this movement is totally out of their foot. Why don't you stay down?
This is something you can do too. Like somebody say you have somebody that's older, super tight, can barely move. Take one of those yoga blocks in their hand. Have them do the same exact thing with a yoga block.
Yeah.
There's no weight to it, but they're having to work the range of motion and they're having to get a feel for that range of motion too.
Challenge. Yeah, and I mean, you could even stand away from him with the resistance band. Like, so if he's there, I got a resistance band and it's in their hand, and they're just trying to keep that tension on that band. Because what you're trying to strengthen really is the posterior side of the shoulder, right? Everyone's anterior shoulder is super strong. This challenges the back side of the shoulder to be super stable through the whole range of motion.
And then you can even, the bent press, which is a windmill, as I'm pressing it up.
yeah.
So, I mean, you want to make it even harder?
that's
you
cool
got-
and sexy for Nathan to do. But, yeah.
I mean, there's all sorts of shit, but it's a matter of learning it first.
Learn the basics.
But
be
the reason
great
I
at the
wanted to
basics.
talk about that windmill is Turkish get up. There is a facet of the windmill in the Turkish get up. We've all seen the Turkish get up, but the biggest thing that you'll see people do is it's light. Yeah, I know. From here, they go,
They dive.
So it's a kneeling windmill. Drive that hip back until I can find the ground. And then you might, reposition your hand. But if it's heavy, you're not just gonna go, well, I'm gonna fall over until I hit the ground. Because we're about to learn a Turkish get up.
And that's a good place to start for someone at the standing windmill. It's too hard. You take it, I don't know if I'm even fucking my back's killing me. You're here, you just,
And then
You can stop with
just
the
tell
hand
them
or the
as
elbow.
far to the ground with that elbow as you can.
yeah, and I'm fucking
I'll
tired.
usually
I
have
don't do
people
this
stop
enough.
with the hand if they feel very comfortable with the hand, and they'll say, okay, then we'll start reaching for the elbow. To the
But make
ground.
sure their eyes stay on it, because when they start looking around, this thing gets fucking behind them. Now they're losing it. So hey, eyes up, aim, down, stretch, feel that hamstring. Come back up, okay?
The Turkish get up is probably the best, like full body engagement, stability, core, mobility.
And you don't have to do this with a kettlebell. I like the kettlebell for it because the tension it puts on the shoulder. You can do this with dumbbells. I mean, I don't know what else. I mean, even a medicine ball, the light medicine ball, if you needed something lighter. But the kettlebell's a great place to start.
Yeah.
And we have those like gray ones over there, 13 pounds. Sometimes that's too much for somebody. Give them a 5-pound dumbbell. Let them start there.
So let's walk you through. So I want both of you to take a kettlebell, blue or
So
yellow.
we're
gonna walk you through this, lay on the ground with it. We'll walk
Let
through
me start.
Oh, we didn't get up or what?
Yeah, we're getting.
Hey, let them feel the wind ball real quick.
Okay. Go blue then.
Yeah, I'd go blue or I mean, try the yellow. It's gonna be hard because you're just not gonna be used to it. And let's do you can do
So just go overhead. Start overhead. Feet about hip width. You don't need to get crazy wide because if you go wide and then you're here, you're just putting even that much more stress on that hamstring. So feet about hip width and then turn them both.
There you go. Now, take your inside hand down the inside of your leg.
So don't go
Look
out.
at the weight.
Keep
Look at the
it-
weight. Look at the weight. There you go.
There you go.
It's
Load those hips. You gotta load those hips.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll take your feet a hair wider. There you go. Try that.
What do you mean? How do you see? Oh, okay. Y'all stay right here.
Okay, so all your weight is on that right leg. Try to share the load. Because if all your weight's here,
Feel it up.
you
Feel
didn't
the
load
tension
that
your
hip.
body's under.
So it's a hip hinge. You're
Okay.
just
Okay.
you're here. You're here. So you should be getting a whole lot of stretch in that pulley.
Lock it out.
Yeah.
Well,
So don't go steady.
Turn toes
Stop.
and left
Because
over.
you're gonna have to coach that or something.
Or-
The first time someone does that.
Try and touch your butt.
Yeah, or just don't even worry about touching the
Try touching your
ground.
butt.
So you're here, right? Just
There you go.
that's all you can do. That's all you can do.
See the difference?
So your feet are.
A little tight, huh?
There we go. So hey, bring your left foot forward. There we go. Like forward this way.
Yeah. See, I like this
There
shit
we go.
because
Now
of
try
that.
that.
It's
That's
easy for me.
There you go. Keep going to the
So,
inside.
right.
Hey, look at that. It only took a few reps to loosen. Yeah,
Just a
that's
hip
perfect.
hinge. Just an RDL.
Oh, looks good.
You're just creating a lot of thoracic.
Hey, so when you get to the bottom range here, what is it? What's going for you? Like what's making you drop it?
What do you mean?
Like
When you get here, you're not coming back up. When you're here, you're
Let me do it again. I'll let you know.
just treat it like an RDL.
Turn that right toe. Other way.
Other way. They're going the opposite
Turn
direction.
away. Yeah.
Okay.
Go slow. Real slow.
There you go.
Just
Bring
push your butt
this
back.
hand here and guide it down that leg.
There it is.
That's
Good.
stand up.
Stand back up.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, you got that.
So it's all it is a hip hinge, but as you're hinging, you're totally opening up. It's just a T-spine rotation. You're ending here.
You're
T-spine
essentially
rotation is where most people.
It's all about it's all about T-spine mobility. which is
T-spine
gonna
mobility
translate
can
to
cause low back problems.
healthier and happier shoulders and hips, because that's where it's all tight. Sorry, I'm trying to think.
What do you
of
mean
it.
T-spine mobility causes lower back problems?
It's all kinetic.
Like if you're tight up here.
Like lack of T-spine mobility?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or too much if you're weak.
Yeah, it's all kinetic. So if you're tight there, then your lower back is working extra hard. Not bad. All right, so Turkish get up.
I say we have this lay down. We'll walk through one step at a time.
Okay.
So, for now. So both of you, hear me, Gary. Take a blue
Okay.
kettlebell, lay on the ground. Let's go right hand up, right leg up.
Okay.
So from there, your hand on your hip. That's your angle. So leave that elbow there.
Hey, you're good. Hey, we'll move.
That's
He's
how
over
you
here.
find
Like,
that
I guess we'll move on. We'll cut him.
So hand on your hip, left hand on your hip, and then leave that elbow on the ground. Take your arm out. That's how you find that angle there.
So leave your left elbow on the
Yeah.
ground. There you go.
Yep.
Perfect. There you go.
Now you're gonna crunch up. So you're kind of rotating all your pressure onto that left elbow, that left shoulder, and then you kind of rotate and then punch that.
Hey, think about getting that kettlebell across your body as you sit up.
You're good. You're good. It's the
There
to
you go.
drive it. You have to
get all the way
kind of
on the
Now get off the
It'll be
hand.
easier once you're on the elbow.
So
Get over
yeah.
on it. There you go.
Now
up
get on the hand.
Push up on that hand.
There.
There you go.
Now from this position
Now,
here, you're going
touch the
to
hand.
bridge as high as you can. As high as you can. Now
High as you
drag
can.
that left knee
Sweep that leg
through
back
to that
until your knee
hip.
is behind you.
Bring your
Left knee to the hip.
Get your left knee under
Those
you.
hips high.
There you go.
Sweep that leg.
Perfect.
Sweep the leg.
So hey, you want to
Don't
align
go
the
too
hips
far.
a little
Bring it
closer.
forward. There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Now from there,
Now
use your
sink your
QL
hips.
core.
Back this way.
Square it up.
There's that
Now
window.
stand up.
Load those hips.
Yeah, beautiful.
Now just stand up. Stand up.
Nope, lock it out and
Yeah,
stand up
man.
like a lunge.
Stand up.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, now reverse
Sweep
it.
those legs.
Big
Sweep
step
it
back.
down, reverse it.
Control, slow,
Good.
sweep the leg, place the heel
Back to
down,
that left
now
knee
drop
down.
the butt.
Now, this
Now
is where that
slow
window comes into
control,
play.
lay
Load those
down.
hips that way. Load those
Yes.
hips that way until they
That was
can't
awesome.
find
Good.
it.
That was killer.
Do it on the other side now.
Good, good. Now, you might need to shift your
Brain
leg out
flip.
this way a little bit.
Brain flip.
And sweep that leg back out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then just lay down.
All right, hand on the hip.
Well, I always tell people when I'm first having them do it because lots of times when people get to, so they're here and they're coming back through, they'll rush real fast to get down here and they'll slam their butt. When you go back into that bridge, hold that position for a second, get strong in that position, and then slowly lower your
There you
butt.
go. Bring that knee through. Boom. Sink the hips. There we go. You're pretty strong QL. Make sure you sink those hips a little more. Okay, that was good. Lock. Oh no, finish it. Finish. Come all the way back down.
Yeah, you did half the finish go.
I got to start over. I got to start over.
You'll notice too, this gets your heart rate up quite a bit.
Yeah, this is like if you're in a hurry and someone needs a warm up. Just go warm up. Wait. We'll see later.
Remember, go slow and methodical until you
You
get
same arm, same leg. There you go.
controlled.
You want both up.
Now drive those hips high as you can. No, nope.
Don't bring
leave
the
that
leg
leg
up.
straight. Leave that leg straight.
Stay at tabletop position.
Stay.
Hips up, hips up, hips
high
up.
as you can. There you go.
Now
Super
drag.
leg, super leg. There you
Up
go.
on the hands. Good. Get those hips as high as you can. Bring the knee under.
Remember,
Sweep
stack
it.
joints,
There we go.
stack joints,
Sink the
wrist,
hips.
elbow,
Perfect.
shoulder,
Now
all in
get up.
alignment.
Yeah. Stand up. Now reverse it. Right leg back. Good.
Take your left
Sink
leg
those
through,
hips.
but hold
Try
that
to-
tabletop position.
Yes, dude. Now get tall with this.
Leg out
hips.
straight.
Boom. Now to the
Now
ground.
slowly drop.
Hips
Yeah,
to the
there it
ground.
is.
Elbow.
You know what would be a good way
Yeah.
to build that,
Coach
that
that.
bridge position?
I mean, seriously, how does it feel?
I mean, it feels pretty good.
Once you're here,
I don't do it.
drive
so-
up,
You're strong.
and you
Hey,
can
your core strength. I mean, I saw you do one.
drop
hand
the
press
hips.
the other day.
drive up. So you're creating like a repetition out of it. It's actually, it's a shitload of oblique on this side. But you're struggling to get much higher
That's
than
where
there.
most people have
so
the issue, is
if
that
you
position.
will think press and bridge together,
Yeah.
and you can, I mean, 8 of those on each side, your obliques are gonna be.
And then again, that's a mobility issue a lot of times too. Like they're here, like he's doing.
So how you fix mobility is working through the range of motion.
They're like my arm, something, my arm, my hips. Get up.
Have them stop there and go back down.
And I call this like I'll break the Turkish get up in steps. Like they say, I want to do a core exercise, right? Turkish crunch is where you get up to the hand.
So
Yeah,
that's what
Turkish,
I'm doing a bridge press.
He's doing a- yeah, he's doing
bridge
a-
and press. That's all I'm doing.
But you're here, yeah. You just say, hey, let's do core today, okay? So we're gonna do 5 on the elbow, up on the hand. That's
You just break it down.
That's one of the
the
best core
kneeling
exercises.
kneeling windmill is part of the Turkish get up.
Yeah, and then you just do other steps. Overhead, reverse lunge. That's the finished move, right? So you
So
can-
if you ask somebody to do this and they're struggling to do certain parts of it, then go, well, we're going to train that part of it. Now bring that, yeah, there you go.
make sure you sink those hips a little more before you get up, okay? Yeah, so right now, drive that right hip to back to the left. So now you're arched all the way over.
So
Maintain
Jeremy, go back
that
up.
height.
Go back up. So you
Take
lean
your
to
hips
me,
straight that way. Take that hip, no, like lean back,
hinge.
and then come.
Load it.
There you go. Load it, and then take that hand out away from you.
All right,
There you
I just figured it out, Jeremy. Stay back up. See how in line you are? Look, your knee is almost under your heel. You gotta widen up. You got no base. You're a big old guy and you got no base. There you go.
Perfect. It's better. Now press the other hand. No. Yeah.
Better.
That'll get better. I always make someone like when I'm gonna first teach this, I'll do the full Turkish get up. Like I'm not gonna break it down really unless I just know they have no
That's what I'm, yeah, just find where they're weak.
do the whole thing and then like, all right, we're gonna isolate that part. And programming, it's a fun move to accomplish. It's a great full body movement. There's no like bodybuilding side to it. It's just kinetic chain and it's great for mobility.
For most people, I do when they're fresh.
Hey, don't do too many of these because this is our warm up is a Turkish get up. So,
Yeah, so, hey, so actually,
so I would say let's take 5 or 10. Let y'all.
Yeah, real quick.
any questions?
Any questions about, not even kettlebell related, if you have a movement you need help with while we're
Now's a
here.
good time. Now's a good
Hey,
time.
I want to go over Jefferson curl with you too.
What is it?
Jefferson curl. I
Okay.
saw you doing with Brian.
Just the proper way to execute it and how to do it.
Okay, so why Jefferson curl? What is the point of a Jefferson curl? Because you're pretty much telling somebody to break everything they know about a hip hinge and curve their back out, keep their knees locked out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I would never program a Jefferson curl into a circuit unless it's at the beginning. I'm doing like a mobility type of circuit to get them warm. So, thank you, buddy. Like I said, you are not hinging. This is not like, hey, let's get as deep as you can into that hinge. It's Start at the very top vertebrae. You're gonna segment all the way down your spine, one vertebrae at a time. You're trying to expose those discs. So, you have those, what are they, the little hooks? And you're trying to expose those discs under a very light load, so that when you do it under real load, like I go to pick something up, you see how my back is curved out. It's no big deal. So start at the top, super slow, curve that neck down, roll those shoulders forward. Don't let those knees bend. You're trying to slowly work all the way down that spine, round every vertebrae out that you can, as deep as you can. Then reverse it. Start at the bottom of the spine, start at the tailbone, slowly straighten back up. I can feel my back is vulnerable right here, but it's 26 pounds. So,
I need to do that. I'm gonna show him.
So it's not a.
you want to show them a different version of a Jefferson curl?
No.
And I would honestly say like 5 is a good number, because you're going so slow. It's
He's
a lot.
hypermobile. I'm gonna show you what it looks like when somebody sucks at it, does it. So same coaching cues. You're just trying to get him to relax the shoulder blades. Like, let the shoulder blades split apart. Let's see how much tighter I am than him. This is what
So he's rounded there. He's just slowly working all the way down.
They get to
Jesse barely got, but if he were to do 5 of those, he'd be down here by the end of it.
Don't let him rush on the way up.
Yeah, it's
And then at
because
the top,
if
have
they're
him go
jerking on the way up and their vertebrae in that exposed
Shrug.
position, that's where they're going to get hurt.
Have him. I like to tell him too with the shoulders. You're like down and back, like you're about to do a deadlift or something. Shrug and round forward. Let those shoulders really relax. Release the tension in the upper traps and the rhomboids. It's going to translate down. Oh my God, I'm so tight.
So, and then for somebody that has the mobility to sit into a deep squat, Jesse does this with Ginger.
I can't.
Hey Garrett, watch out! I'm gonna put my ass in your face. So once they get all the way
Or don't
down
watch
into
out.
that,
Enjoy it.
they might need to widen up a little bit more. You can have them sit, and you're really hitting that lower back, and it's just a matter of getting comfortable being.
You want to feel an insane hamstring stretch?
Uncomfortable.
Stand your legs, just your legs back up like a
But most people, yeah. So then from there,
it's so much more hamstring.
but I mean, my back feels vulnerable right now.
On the way back up.
It's okay though.
It's a light load.
Yeah, it's a light load.
You're creating good stress.
Even I don't think I would go with the yellow and do this crazy shit.
I would give someone, if it's the first time.
Most of my clients, I go either the 13 or the 18.
Yeah. I mean, even if they only have like
You're
these
creating
fingers.
mobility through.
But when you have
Your
clients
spine.
that can't do this, it's great you're using that extra 26 pounds to pull them into that position. Now, you might need to warm up the ankles a little bit with some like deep calf raises. You might need to you just might need to warm them up a little bit first. But most
Now,
people,
I generally do this at the end of a workout. It's a decompress cool down.
Yeah.
You can do it as a warm up, but as long as they keep moving. But I like to hold, so I'll have them do the end of it, hold for 10 to 15 seconds, come back up. That way, they're really actually relaxing the muscles and their fibers, especially the deep squat portion of it. So if you do that before someone works out, now they're turning off all those little muscles in the hips and the lower back and everything, and there's a danger they might get hurt. So if you're going to do it as a warm-up, just make sure they keep moving the whole time. They don't ever stop.
there's never a hold there.
If you want to do, because I think you programmed it for like a deficit RDL, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, just prop them up on some plates.
Okay.
You get the same, because they don't need that much.
Yeah, you
strength
saw how
and
far my kettlebell went below that box. I'm going to be standing on the box.
You don't need
I
a
could
lot.
do that on the ground pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I thought it was just like an exaggerated back extension,
Yeah.
so to speak.
No, it's basically an erector spinae strengthener.
I mean, you feel
Lower-
you're super
lower back
rounded,
strengthener,
but
yeah.
it feels good.
Yeah.
You
You want to try one real quick? Just get a few. Keep moving through because we're about to work out. So if you want to try a few, knock it out.
Y'all have any questions though about any movements in particular, about anything?
Yeah,
Just
you're
practice them, that's all.
Yeah.
just practice.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get through a workout.
Hold the back of this for me, please.
Just
I just don't. Thank you.
start at the
First workshop.
Start at the C spine
Yeah, man.
and work to the S spine. One vertebrae at a time, segmented. One vertebrae. And that's where I like to have my toes hanging over so that I don't feel like I'm reaching out.
Right.
Which you're fine, but if you're like behind the box, it feels uncomfortable. Just don't arch that way up.
legs locked out, not locked out, so to
Yeah,
speak, but
yeah, locked out. Because you're essentially trying to elongate the muscles as far as you can. At the very bottom, maybe you have to bend the knees a little bit. So, hey, you're already tight in the upper back. Relax that chin. Relax that chin. There you go. Relax that
Yeah,
shoulder.
hey, just come back up.
So,
You started in a hinge.
Okay.
you ever roll up toothpaste?
No.
Your toothpaste, baby. Your toothpaste. There you go. Relax. There. And it's hard to relax because then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, my weak muscles in my lower back are taking it all the way. Hey! There's some mobility, dude. Folding in half. Are you ever gonna stop? Slowly. It's hard to feel vertebrae by vertebrae. That's like a very particular muscle. Like, we're not contortionists, so you're gonna have a hard time making that mind muscle connection. But you can make the movement pattern reflect that.
That's like that's not even mind muscle.
That's mind bone.
Next,
Very
I started
good.
to close my eyes. I said, no, keep your eyes
Yeah,
open.
boom, man, we killed Jeremy. All right, that's all right. Yeah, if y'all need some pre-workout, anything, we'll set up for this first circuit. We'll probably end up sharing weights. That's okay. We'll get some good music going, get some jams in here, and we'll get after it. Okay. We'll write this workout on the board.